In this tutorial, you will learn how the view model isolates logic from the UI components, enhancing code organization, testability, and reusability. The first view model we will create is the product view model. Within your Xcode project, create a new folder. We select New Group. Call the group View Model. Within your View Models folder, create a new Swift file called Product View Model. And then within the product view model class, type the following: class product view model identifiable observable object. The purpose of marking the class as identifiable is because we want each record in the class to have a unique ID when we're looping and displaying the information within our view on a list. And observable, we observe and detect any changes that's happened within the view model. Let ID equals UID. So this, on line 12, that's the identifiable unique ID. Let product, and the purpose of that variable is to hold the information of the product. At publish var image UI image. The purpose of the at publish is to publish all the new changes to the UI that's happened. Oh yeah, also need to import SwiftUI. Import SwiftUI. Next we need to create our initializer that will accept a product. Self.product is equal to product. I'll just compile it, just make sure it's correct. It's compiling at the moment. The next view model we need to create is called products view model. The purpose of products view model is to contain an array of products. Within your view models folder, just create another Swift file, but this time name it product products view model, products view model, import SwiftUI, and then we need to add the following at main actor. And the purpose of the main actor is to ensure that the code runs on the main thread, and that enables the UI to be more responsive. Class the class is called product view model, and we will implement the observable object. Now we need to create a few publish properties. At publish var products product view model. On line 14, it creates a publish property products to hold an array of product view models. At published var search text. And this is similar to the previous one, but this one just creates a publish property for the search text. So if the search text changes or the product view model changes, then those changes will be published to the UI, will be sent to the UI. Public var API. Create an initializer. Don't really need that one there. All we need is the API parameter. Next thing we need to create is our method that's called fetch products, which is asynchronous, and it also throws the errors, any error back to the UI. For example, the content view will handle the errors, display the errors. Do, so we need the do block to catch the errors and a catch statement there. And then we throw the errors back to the caller. Let products response product response equals try await API. So now we're going to try to fetch the products from the web API. So we're going to attempt to do a web request. Let's type in fetch products and then we need to pass in product response.all, and that includes the URL, the endpoint that we're using. So that's product response.all. It seems like there's an error somewhere. Has no member products. So let's go back to the API. Maybe I didn't define it properly. So where's the API? Oh, there it is. Oh, here it is on line 47. It should be called fetch products, but we called it fetch product. There should be an S at the end of fetch products. So now let's recompile it and see if it compiles. Has no member all. The reason why all cannot be found is because we need to create another file, a product response extension. And the product response extension will include a URL with the for all products endpoint. Let's create a new folder. Call the new folder extensions. Within the extension folder, create a new Swift file. Call the Swift file product response. Really, we need to include the word extension. So rename the Swift file that we just created, the product response. Add a plus sign and then type in the word extension. And now we can continue to create our extension product response. Next thing we need to do is to create a computed static property, static var or resource product response. So that will be returning an array of dictionaries. Return resource, and then for the URL, we want to return all records. So just type in for all products. And then we create that afterwards, the for all products. we need to create another extension, which is a URL extension that will include the for all products. So in your extension folder, just create another Swift file. URL plus extensions. And then type in extension URL. Create another static computed property, static var for all products. This will return a URL. Return URL string, and then the name of the endpoint, HTTPS dummy.json.com /products. Now we need to go back to, we need to force unwrap it. Now we need to go back to the product view model, and then within the product view model, this should now compile. So let's compile it to see if it does compile. Yes, that's good, it compiles. So using this endpoint, we'll be fetching all of the products from the dummy JSON API. Products equals product response dot products dot map. So now we need to map all of our products from, and using the product view model, we have to get each element and pass each of the elements into our products variable, which is an array. Product view model, product $0, so it's getting each element and then passing each of the elements to the product view initializer, and then it maps it to the products array, which is here. All this is doing is just doing a for loop, so it's just looping through each of the records, but this is just a quicker way of doing it. Instead of doing something, for example, for product in products. So instead of doing that, really. I'll just compile it again. The next thing we need to do is to define a computed property, and the purpose of this computed property will be to enable the filtering functionality on the view, so users can filter by product names that they're searching for. Var filtered products product view model. So this returns an array of product view models. If search text is empty, so if search text is empty, that means we just want to get all of the products, so we're not narrowing any of the products or filtering any of the products, we just want to return all of the products in the system, which is the API. Return all of the products, else if there is a filter applied, then just return the products that's based on the parameter localized case insensitive contains. So this means it will work with uppercase or lowercase, it will be the same thing. So if we typed in, for example, iPhone with all letter case, that would be the same as like iPhone or iPhone. I mean, iPhone, it would be the same case. I'll just compile it again. Oh, there's an error there with products, product view model. Oh, the reason why we're not returning an array of product view model, we're returning an array of products view model. So we need to remove the S. Try to compile it again. The next extension we need to create is called the product view model extension. Within your extensions folder, create a new Swift file. Call the file product view model plus extensions. Type in extension. Product view model. Equatable. The reason why we're using equatable, because later we need to compare objects to see if they relate to one another, to see if it's the same object. Static function equals LHS product view model RHS product view model, and then we need to return a boolean that will indicate if it's true or false if the two objects are the same. So how we do that, we compare the objects on the left hand side of the product ID. Is it the same object compared on the right hand side of the product ID? Now let's compile it. It doesn't compile. Oh, this should be on lines 11. This should be a semicolon. Compile it again. Next week we'll be implementing the functionality to pull the view models from the content view. Thank you for joining us. If you found this tutorial helpful, please comment, like and subscribe. See you next week.